All right, we're now moving on to page 311 and 312. Now, these are not new skills. These are just reviewing and make sure that you've been able to practice things we've already worked on, but there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to practice a couple more subtraction problems with you and maybe a couple addition as well. If you take a look at this one, this is 1/4 minus 1/8. Now, if you remember, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the sign. I know I'm subtracting. The next thing I'm going to look at is the denominator. My denominator is an 8 here and a 4 here. I have to make them the same. What I do, if you remember, is look at the largest one, and I need to figure out how to turn a 4 into an 8. The only way I can do that is to multiply by 2. And if I did it to the bottom, I got to do it to the top. So my new fraction is going to be 2/8. I'm going to move my fraction over, my 1/8. And I'm just looking at 2/8 minus 1/8. I'm going to drop my denominator down. And then I'm going to do 2 minus 1 is 1. So you end up with 1/8. Let me erase that and let me try an addition one that might help you out. What if we did 1/3 plus 5/6? The first thing I'm going to do is look at my plus sign. I know I'm adding. The next thing I'm going to do is make my denominators the same. How can I make my 3 into a 6? I'm going to multiply that by 2. And I'm also going to multiply the top by 2. My top number is going to be 2 for that numerator, and my denominator is going to be 6. Then I'm going to move over my 5/6, and I'm going to add them. Now, after I drop down my 6, because my denominator is 6, so that's not going to change, I'm going to add my 5 and my 2, and I'm going to end up with 7/6. Now, I hope an alarm went off in your head because that is an improper fraction. What I want you to do, if you see an improper fraction like that, is that I want you to work it and make it a mixed number, okay? So you're going to ask yourself this. How many times does 6/6 go into 7 or 6 go into 7? It goes in one whole time. Your denominator is going to move over. And after we take 6/6 out of 7/6, or 7/6 minus 6/6, how many 6ths are left over? Well, 7 minus 6 is 1. So what you should say is 1 1/6 is your final answer. Like I said in a couple of lessons last week, is that this is not an incorrect answer, it's just incomplete, and you need to go one step further to make it the correct answer with that mixed number, okay? This is a little more practice you'll have, plus it's kind of a shorter week. It's another 40 weeks, so I'm only going to give you 2 lessons this week as well. So hope you guys are doing great. Talk to you later.